And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us. And we're going to talk now briefly, just very quickly, about energy. Very, very quickly. Let's do it as well.
Yes, Mark. But again,
9,000 BTU split unit at 10 SEER. It'll cost you hundreds of dollars a month to run. Or you can buy the same system, they'll cost you $20 a month to run. Burns the same as a ceiling fan. We've all heard of SEER, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Rating. They have 42 SEER, been out for 3 years in a 9,000 BTU. We should have incentives if you're going to buy that because they'll use less electricity, less energy, so we need less generators. I think we need less generators, not more generators. And we could float, we could have 2 liquid natural gas barges floated in here, one in the north and one in the south of New Providence. And they could be making 400 megawatt each, and this could be done before Christmas.
Wow.
Your light bill could be cut in half. And we said this back in 2014 at a panel in the Hilton with John Boswick and myself. That's the quick fix. The long-term fix is renewable energy and teaching our people how to do it, to install it, maintain it. So if we don't have energy security, affordability, reliability, and sustainability, we ain't got a country. And the Bahamas has oil, which I agree, leave that in the ground. But on top of that is natural gas, propane, like in cooking gas. So it's not going to spill and destroy anything. Why wouldn't we get energy to put in these LNG power plants? So we can lower our light bill tremendously and quickly. But will we do it? See, it takes will. That's all. The knowledge is there with many other people besides myself.
So we're going to give a round of applause to Mr. Rose on their amazing contributions. And we're going to take a quick break. We're going to make sure everything is running properly, and we're going to be back.
You want the grade?
Can we get grade?
The grade is Z across the board because all of the out islands, in 53 years, we've not built one city. You're talking about a hospital. We have not built one city. And during COVID, we let our newest city in the whole hemisphere rot, Freeport, Grand Bahama. And if they could fix it, they would have fixed it, right? So they don't know how. But even more egregious is they know how and they haven't done it.
Wow.
And you're suffering in Grand Bahama.
So that's a Z.
yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
One second. Go ahead.
I concur with Mr. Graham. I give them a Z also.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Z is straight across the board. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to have the next team come in. Thank you for rocking with us. Give us a few moments and we'll be right back.
Definitely welcome every one of you to this great and auspicious occasion. COI ain't playing. Tell somebody we're getting stronger every day.
If we still call ourselves a Christian nation, we have to let us desperately pray and seek God's vision for this great Bahama land.
Today is a very special day for the Coalition of Independence. Every day is a day we are creating history within this organization and this country.
I am overwhelmed because I can't believe 1 year from my started to now, I'm here.
So may we continue to trust in God, and may God continue to bless the Bahamas.
So come go with me. We're going to the new Bahamas. Hi.
With the people, and the people have said they're tired. They have said they're ready for change.
We just want to congratulate you on opening of your new office.
Enthusiastic about living in South Beach and helping to make the change in South Beach, because change ain't coming, change is here.
Change is here! Change is here! Change is here!
They coming for our land, they coming for our money, they coming for our nationality, they taking away our sovereignty. But now it seems like they want to take away our voices. Do not let them take away your voice. So Fred Mitchell can call us all the idiots he wants. We will push forward. See, the problem with you, Fred Mitchell, you ain't used to people standing up to you and putting you in your place. Meet the Coalition of Independence. Louis George, what you need to do, you need to go back to Haiti and you need to sit up and look at what hate is.
We're back. We're getting there. We're still grading. We're getting there. A lot of Z's are going on. We had a D++, minus. I'm sorry. And then we had a F. Was it a F or a U or something going? It's a lot of grading going on. Trying to keep it in my head. I'm sorry. So this next group, we're going to give them a moment to introduce themselves. We're going to start at my far right. This is my right. Your left. And you introduce yourself and tell us what constituency, what great, amazing constituency you're in.
All right.
Thank you.
Hello to everyone. Hello to the Bahamas.
Hello.
At large. I am Minister Charmaine Adderley, Minister of the Gospel, that is. I could use this other minister title. We need to use that.
Yes.
I am a teacher by profession, but I'm a preacher by call. I have lived in Golden Gates for over 30 years as a resident. I feel it's time for us to really get these constituencies, as Graham was saying earlier. We need to have people who are there to really represent what's happening. And for the last 50 plus years, we have seen bad leadership. And I think it's time we're going to make some amazing changes in this area. As I said, I'm an educator. I've taught various subject areas. I've taught phys ed. You know, I got a bad jump shot like Steph Curry. And so I'm excited about education. I'm excited about sports. I'm excited about youth. And I believe today we're going to have a good time to look into these areas and really bring the change that's needed. And so for me, that's my passion. That's my heart. And I'm looking forward to working with this amazing team to make great changes in those respective areas.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Constituency.
Golden Gates, that's the constituency.
Yes. Golden Gates.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Stubbs, and I am representing or running for the constituency of Mount Moriah. It's not great yet. It'll be great when I get there. And I've been in Mount Moriah for 35 years. Well, technically, because of the boundary cuts, while I live in the constituency of Mount Moriah, I'm in Tall Pines. And I live in a building where half of us in the building, there are 4 units, 2 are in Mount Moriah and 2 are in Tall Pines. We're in the same building, okay? I'm also, I'm just happy to be a part of a group that has not faced corruption. To be able to be a part of a group which says to me or brings to mind the fact that we have such credible young people that I observe going into the other parties, and I can't understand the thinking and the rationale. Maybe it is because they don't believe that a third party can win an election, that they seem to think that, I'm better off with the PLP or the FNL. But I beg to differ this time, okay? I give the current government an F. Everybody's saying Z, but I give them an F. The reason
we ain't get there yet.
Yes, but I give them an F. The reason why I give them an F.
Just intro now.
You want me to?
No, let's intro.
Listen, I just want to get it out there. I give them an F because they've been in 4 years. They just started working 3 months ago. Wow. All the other time was traveling and partying and giving contracts to family, friends, and lovers. Okay, so that is pretty much the introduction. I'm a mother. I have 3 children, 3 grandchildren. I'm a creative. I'm a designer. I've done many exploits in this country. And I also am a Junkanoo legend and a cultural icon.
Beautiful.
All right, then.
Thank you. Fire it up.
My name is Trevor Green. I'm the Tall Pines candidate with the Coalition of Independence. I've done a lot of work with youths during my career on the police force. I also major with special needs children. That is what I do. I have a master's degree in special needs. One of the things I find quite interesting is, before I say that, I'm the husband of one wife.
One.
Yeah, just one wife. I think I should mention that. I have 4 children, 4 lovely children. I'm very proud of my children. We took a lot of time with them, and I think that is something that every parent needs to express to their child, let them know that they're proud of them. But what I'm also proud of is the Bahamian children at large for putting up with an education system that has failed them in so many ways.
Miserably.
You know, I think we should give them a hand because it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be in an environment that is poorly staffed, that is poorly equipped, and our children feel pretty. One day, as soon as we get there, we'll be able to correct a lot of the inadequacies that have plagued our generations of students for so long.
Wow. This is going to be a very interesting topic, and I'm very excited. Go ahead, sir. Okay.
And great to great.
They can hear you. The audience need to hear you as well.
Oh.
No, you don't have to do that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
My name is Antonio.
Yes.
First of all, I'm not a politician. I'm a
Yes.
First of all. Now, I don't like what's going on in this country today, yesterday, and before my time, because I do studies to learn about this government and this country. I'm proud to be a part of the Coalition of Independence led by Mr. Lincoln himself. Okay. I'm a part of being in Grantstown. I am the new incoming member of Parliament for being in Grantstown.
All right then.
All right. I've been a part of being in Grantstown for 40 years.
Wow.
40 years of my life. So I know what it is, survival and the struggle of life in this country. And it ain't getting better. It's getting worse. It's getting much worse. So much more to come. We are going to talk more, so we can empower our youth of today and tomorrow, and our grands and our great grands. All right? So I'm Antonio Bain, like I said. Nice to meet you guys.
All right. So we're just going to dive in real quick. I'm going to tell you the stuff that we're going to be grading, and then you guys can just run from there. We have the Ministry of Education and Youth. We also have the Ministry of Sports and Culture, and the Culture, Creative, and Orange Economy. So that's the Ministry of Education and Youth, Ministry of Sports and Culture, Culture, Creative, and Orange Economy. Who wants to jump in real first? Okay, you can go ahead.
Well, I definitely have to, I'm going to be speaking tonight from the perspective of a lot of my fellow colleagues in the field of education, who quite frankly are afraid probably to speak for themselves the truth. As I was researching even now to look at this topic from a broader sense, what I saw was a lot of feedback saying that there was a fair assessment of education from the teacher's perspective, that they were quite okay somewhat with how things were. And it's amazing that this is the kind of data that people would put out there. But the reality is, teachers are on your front line. We are the people who are charged and tasked with taking a clump of coal, so to speak, and turning that into a diamond. These are the people who cannot afford, like we were talking about homes earlier. There are so many teachers who are living month to month. Don't even talk about the ones who live on family islands right now. Before the month is out, teachers are strapped for cash because living on the family islands are way more expensive than living in Nassau.
Can I ask you a question? I'm well aware because I am an educator as well. What is the starting salary for a teacher? Please tell the people.
It ain't good, John. You're looking at about 21,000, and if you
with a bachelor's degree, you're looking roughly about $26,000
a year.
But when you we're looking to try to break it down monthly, you're looking at, and then You'll get some rental allowance, which is fine, but at the end of the day, when you look at what's really happening with the salaries, and this is why I'm saying, at the end of the day, teachers are your frontliners. I mean, I didn't even want to call the number because it's so astronomical.
Is it 21 or 27?
Well, now it has been increased, and this is what I mean, you know, thankful for that bit that has gone up a little bit. However, that's not a serious salary increase.
No.
Because if you have lawyers and doctors and everybody else who can go out and pay for their house like that, but the same people you want to produce these fine, fancy grades, whenever there's an uptick, everybody else takes credit.
Yeah.
But teachers are literally going to be the ones who are being beat down, broken down, and cannot afford to buy a simple home. I know of teachers, I'm sorry, sad to say, but everything on their mind every month is, I got to pay my mortgage. Why can't teachers now be the ones who can go out and buy their houses? Why are we making the better salaries than everybody else? We train the doctors, the lawyers, we train everybody.
Come on, you speaking it.
But you know, you have teachers, and you know what? As much as I'm gonna not just be about land-basing the Ministry of Education, but I like the initiatives. Okay, we want to development, professional development, and those other things. Fine and good. But let's get the professional developers. Let's get their salaries higher, and on par with everybody else. See, some teachers are afraid to say it, you know. And this is sadly the kind of nature sometimes teachers have. It's kind of passive in a lot of ways, but we can't be passive anymore. I'm going to be the voice for you, my fellow educators. We're going to make some money. You're going to be able to buy your home. You're going to be able to take care of your family, so the stress of it can be gone. Teachers are being burned out. This is why so many people are leaving the field. So just as nurses are leaving, teachers are leaving. I'm going to give room.
Yeah, teachers are leaving also, you know, because of the stagnation when it comes to creativity. What we have in our country is a legacy problem, and it's twofold. It has to do with the fact that we did not change the model of education since we came out of the British Empire. We still have this rote memorization of education with very, very little creativity. And secondly, we need to decentralize education. It's like a pyramid. Only the person at the top, for some reason, seem to have the creative mind. And that can only go so far. They have this saying, two heads are better than one. All right. If we use the creative thinking of our educators, especially, mind you, the new ones who have learned new strategies when it comes to educating our children, then this country can go much further. And then there's something else we need to look at. We need to look at the funding. I've spoken to a number of educators, and they've been saying that there have been some new initiatives started, but that's as far as it goes. As far as it goes, there's no funding for it, but mind you, they could travel into the tune of
they could travel, boy. They could travel.
Yeah.
They could travel.
And that has caused a lot of stagnation in our educational system, besides the fact that I believe that it's deliberate. Because if you want to create a nation of servants, then you keep the educational system, you keep the learning level
at a very low.
Right? And that is what they've been doing. Let's look at the results of these BJCs and BGCSEs. Let's do a quantitative and qualitative analysis of these. The last, in 2024, their results were 1,400 and something out of about 5,000 children. In 2025, it's 1,200 and something. That's a decrease. Now I'm going to give you my grade right now, all right, and I'm going to qualify my grade. The reason being is if there's a 39% pass rate with C and above in these particular benchmark exams, all right, that gives you a formative summary of what the children are doing. If you're getting 39%, and then that's say out of 100, so that means that's 61 that passed, 61 out of 100, and 39 that did not pass the exam. When you calculate that into, say, the national amount of children that normally takes about 5,000, all right? The grading level is A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then you have U. There you go. All right? The 39% falls within the G range. So based on that, based on their work,
Their own
the work that
grades.
they did,
That's
I
their-
can
that's their
safely
grades.
say that they got a G for their exam. That is what I gave them based on what they did. This isn't something I'm coming up
No,
with.
no, no,
This
no,
is their,
throwing out.
their work. This is what they did. And you cannot blame the teachers for that. Because if you continually under-resource your staff, if you continually make promises to them, and you don't follow through with their union rep, I'm gonna, as a person in your employ, I'm gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah.
All right? It's natural for humans to have emotions when
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
feeling,
Absolutely.
when they feel that they are being mistreated.
Of course.
So when they go before the children, that feeling is in
They're only
them.
gonna pass them
Like
up. They can just push
Ms.
the
Golden
paper.
says, you need to pay your people.
So question, do teachers get overtime?
Teachers don't get overtime.
No
What
overtime.
teachers get, what do? They do give them a little thing for when they have to mark the exam. I think the last time one teacher told me she was getting like about $20, but it wasn't $20 per hour.
No.
It was $20 per 100 exams.
Papers, yes,
marked.
yes.
Yeah, that is
Let me
what
say
they're
this.
doing.
Let me say this to the Bahamas. See, this is what.
Slavery, man.
But this is
Yes.
what people don't realize about teaching. You don't stop teaching at 3 p.m.
Nope.
No, you don't.
I taught 2 subjects at my last posting. 2 subjects, 1 salary. Who does that happen to? Secondly, when you talk about the kinds of work that's required to stay current with the marking, with everything else, have your family you're supposed to go home to. But you have, at the end of the day, this bombardment of assignments and papers and this. And I mean, all this you're doing because you want your students to give the best. You have such great students in front of you. And I mean, I so love to be able to impact lives. And for me, I've been an educator for, across a span of some like 30 years. I was out of the field for some time. I just went back about 3.5 years ago. And I see students now, nothing really just excites me more than to see students who I've impacted when they were young people, younger, and to see them today in positions of leadership. This is what gives the teachers their gratification.
Yes.
However, it's time for teachers to get more than just that gratification.
Yes.
Teachers have to be taken care of in a better and meaningful way. This cannot continue.
And the Coalition of Independence, under our mandate, has decided that teachers' starting salary should be at least $45,000.
At least. And the classes. This is another issue, the sizes of these classes. I've heard even now, and immigration feeds into that. But some people can't even find spaces for Bahamian children. There's no space in the classrooms now.
All science points towards the student-teacher ratio. There should be no more than about 17 students per 1 teacher and an aide.
Yep.
Yes.
And an aide.
Yeah.
What we have now is twice that, and some of the teachers still do not have an aide.
Yeah.
See, I can say for me, for people who are in specialized subject areas, that my class sizes were controlled because they are options. However, I mean, I know teachers who in various other subjects like the math, like the English and everything else, their classes, I mean, they could run up over 30 students easy. That's 30 sets of papers to mark every night. And then there's a certain amount of grades that the ministry requires. So at the end of the day, the workload is astronomical. Yeah. You can't continue to do this. A lot of teachers won't say so, but behind the scenes, we get together when we talk or when, and complain. The point of the matter is, this is the system that perpetuates the average.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can hear the passion with the educators now, and I must say I'm biased to education because that's where I come from. However, we're gonna run on and we're gonna talk about the Ministry of Sports and Culture.
No, let me just add a little to education. In Mount Moriah, in Millennium Gardens, we have a large demographic of teachers that are residents in Millennium Gardens. And what I didn't hear you all talk about was this high influx of migrant children, and the teachers are now being forced to learn to speak Creole in order to communicate with these children. Are they being paid for that?
No,
No,
no.
well, okay.
no.
When we spoke about the student-teacher ratio,
the class sizes, that's
that
it.
plays into
Yeah.
our migrant, the amount of persons
Yes.
that are coming into our system that
That
aren't
would
paying
deal with that,
unions.
yeah.
But the thing is, what we need to remember is that the Convention for Rights of Children
Yeah, you
under the
cannot
UN,
deny.
that is something that we,
Yeah.
as a country, that we signed on to. You know, but there are things that can be done. So, like for instance, if you find that your classroom size, which they are overcrowded, you just need to give out less work permits. Because if you cancel work permits, then people have to go home, and they should take their children home with them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not going
So
to do
it
that
isn't-
though. We
it
know the
isn't
whole
like-
plan.
Huh?
You know the plan has been. It's obvious that there is a
Yeah,
plan
so-
to
yeah.
increase the population of the Bahamas.
And that has been causing
Yeah.
us. That has been
those-
causing us a lot of money because ever so often you find that you have to go build another school. There aren't that many Bahamian children that warrant us to build all these schools if we just control our illegal immigration issue.
Now we have teacher shortages now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is
That's another issue. We have teacher
don't have a
shortage.
teacher shortage, you know.
But
The
now
problem-
with
the
the amount,
problem-
yeah.
The problem is our illegal immigration.
But this is what I'm saying.
That is at the core
Yep.
of our
It is.
issue
Yep.
as a country.
And I think the thing about it is it all goes back to immigration. Like
Right back to
everything
immigration.
coincides with the other thing.
Yeah.
You know, if we can get healthcare
Yes,
together,
all
then we can get
intertwined.
energy
It all-
together, and we can get this together.
Yep.
We have to fix
Immigration.
the Bahamas, like Brian Rose said. Let's fix the Bahamas.
Fix it.
You understand what I'm
Immigration.
saying? Because the immigration problem is our problem now, and we're fixing it. Okay?
That's right.
We're not anti anybody. We are just
We are
pro
pro-Bahamian. That's it.
That's what we are. We are pro-Bahamian. Okay? So we're going to jump on to the Ministry of Sports and Culture and Culture Creatives and the Orange Economy. And you guys, well, we're going to let you jump in real
Let
quick.
him talk about sports.
Let him
and-
talk.
I'd like to talk about
Sports
sports
and
as well.
culture.
I love
Okay.
sports.
It's
Go ahead
you.
though.
All right,
Okay.
all right. Bahamas,
Let him dominate.
actually a former boxer.
Okay.
Yes, boxing is my field. I am a silver medalist inside the CAC Games, represent the Bahamas well.
Yeah.
Silver medalist in the CAC Games, represent the Bahamas well. I fought in Martinique against 10 fighters and I finished second. So boxing is my thing. So I'm going to talk about boxing because we underrate boxing here in this country. So we need all respect to my late coach, Ray Minus Jr. That's my coach. He taught me when I was grade 11 at government high school. And straight up to this demise, I was there with him, representing the Bahamas on the Bahamas boxing team with Jermaine Tutu Maki, Kishino Major,
Talk about sports.
the best. Torino Johnson,
Talking about sports.
Olympic. Yes, I fight around the world with those guys, and I love boxing. And they underrate us. I love basketball. I'm a part of Movement for Change.
Yeah.
That is our group from, I live in Grantstown. As being in Grantstown, I had my guys from, they was little to nothing, just to keep them out of the streets, keep them both from gang banging. Yes, I take them from then. I used to walk to church with those guys.
Wow.
I used to walk church in the community as they grow. And they still respect me at the day I say, you changed my life. And it also changed my life because it kept me from trouble things.
That's right.
So God put good people in our lives that show us a path, and I thank God for that. Understand? And honestly, we need to take this country back. We need to take this country back. Sometimes I sit down at home, I cry sometimes, like the pain I be seeing, is be happening today in our youth. That's why sports, you can keep them covered in sports. But I'm also an educator also. I am a music major.
Okay.
All right, I'm a music major. And I speak my story through music. So if I could get somebody, kid now, say, hey, let's go. I grab them from young. I'm a junkpreneur. Yeah, the best group in the world, but I wouldn't say.
Don't go there.
I wouldn't say. I've been doing junkpreneur from 1989.
Wow.
You might know myself. My father took me to the first group I ever know about was the Shell Saxon Superstars.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I agree, but
I'm learning sense. I'm learning sense.
what?
Yes, I'm learning sense. Yes. Like I said, I went to the Bahamas Government High School. So you know, as a music school,
Of course.
so you know
Yes.
where to go with. So
Yeah,
I leave it
I
like that.
got you.
Okay.
I got you.
So I'm here to also to help impact our youth today. To teach them actually to change their life around, because it's either through music or sports, but actually could actually save their lives at the end of the day.
Right.
And I'm going to help stir them to the right way, like how I had mentors that stirred me the right way.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, just quickly about sport. I love sports, I think, as much as I like music. The key is with sport, Nelson Mandela used sport so powerfully at the time of his presidency to turn South Africa around.
Wow.
80% of the world either will watch or play sport.
Yes.
Sports has such power, people don't even realize it. They've dabbled in it, you know, but if we can really harness the power of sport. I literally run a charity based on sport and play to really reach out to communities. And so we have the talents, we have the gifts right here in sports, that if we really use it properly. What happens to those student athletes when they graduate from high school who don't go to college? They don't make it. That's where we have a serious, like a vacuum, that a lot of our young men who were one-time great athletes in high school,
Right.
after they finish, they didn't get a scholarship, so what happens to them? This is where sports has to come in and be that net to catch them, take them to the new Bahamas.
Sports creates, instills a lot of discipline
Oh, yeah.
in children.
Yes,
And
it
it's been
does.
used for a generation as a discipline
Tool of discipline.
Besides, it's very, very lucrative once the person attains a certain level of performance.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that goes along. But something that got my attention, it was this orange economy. And it's amazing how everything is so tied together.
Everything.
Because if in education, the orange economy, you don't put the liberal arts and the creativity of a child. You know, you have to have those persons who are professionals in these fields
Yes.
within the educational system, so that they can teach these things to our students, because these can be very lucrative. Not only that, look at the blue economy, marine and maritime. Those are things that we really, as a country, an archipelago, islands surrounded by water. We have 16 major islands. If we, why is it that we don't teach marine and maritime in our schools?
We could take this so many other places.
Yeah.
Just let Mrs. Linda
Jump in.
Christina
Culture.
Stubbs jump in and say what she has to say on the orange.
Yeah,
Well-
I had to tell I wouldn't talk long.
Okay, so let me just speak to culture. Culture is so important to the heart and soul of any nation. And our culture never received the kind of support, like everything else we're hearing about, that it really deserves. So you have, take for an instance, Bahamians. When last have you heard about them? You know, and many of the other artists in the music industry. I know an artist, popular, Fred Ferguson, I could call his name. He had to relocate because there's no work to be done in this country at the moment. Okay, then you talk about Gombe Summer Festival. That has been watered down. Junkanoo Summer Festival. Everything just dies in this country.
Wow.
And in addition to that, we can't seem as a country to set up a standard and to live up to a standard. We you would have, like I've done the Christmas tree for years. Some years it's a hit, some years it's a miss. And it's like we have no standards. It's like they do things to just appease us, but they really don't really care about us in to ensure that these things are done properly. In the Ministry of Culture, right now we have an issue with Junkanoo. Major problem, because you have a fraction who is responsible for the parades on Bay Street, who is now trying to get people to boycott the parades because they can't have their way. And then the government wants to go ahead and initiate the their agenda, and which is not a bad agenda because it's something that the COI has in mind to do as well. And that is this Junkanoo Authority. My issue with the Junkanoo Authority, which is causing the major breakdown in Junkanoo right now, because right now you have 3 groups who signed on directly with the government to go to Bay Street. The others are siding with this other group. So which means that Junkanoo is up in the air. We spend too much money as a people to get to Bay Street. The government does not pay for Junkanoo, the people does. The government gives us the basics, and everyone else has to put their hand in their pocket, sacrifice kids' gifts and home decorating and all the rest of it to get to Bay Street. So I think it is so disingenuous that they would try to push their agenda, and it's political, to establish this authority. My thing to the minister was, look, put that off until January. Let Junkanoo go on as usual. This is the one thing that Bahamians have to look forward to in the whole calendar year that we all truly enjoy. But selfish agendas cause the rift right now. I felt that the authority could have waited until January to have those debates, and Junkanoo could go on as usual. Again, in the interest of time, but there are many areas, and what I am looking forward to is a ministry of culture. We've never, in the history of the Bahamas, have we had a ministry of culture. Culture was split between tourism and youth and sports. And we need a ministry of culture whose focus is to build our people through culture to the world. I've had an opportunity to accompany a group of 300 that went to Cuba. And I tell you, Junkanoo is a showstopper no matter where we go.
Truly.
It's a showstopper.
It
but
is.
we are not getting the support as a people that we truly deserve. And I'm excited about culture and correcting all of the wrongs. So.
We thank all of you for your contributions. They are so enlightening. And I just want to know, what is your grade for the orange economy and culture?
I said an F. I said that up front. Up front. Okay. I mean, I'm not happy with anything that is going on in our country. And, and I just want to say to the Bahamian people, they're coming to you. They are fixing roads now. Yeah. They are painting buildings and starting buildings and doing all this construction and all this crazy stuff. But they are not doing anything for the people. They are giving contracts still to friends, lovers, and family. And those who, they're cronies and those who support them, but my people in Yellow Elder, they're still struggling. Wow. All right? They still struggling. We have struggling people in Millennium, struggling people in Stapleton Gardens. And I just want to say to you all, when they come and the money buy comes, take it. They don't even have to put it in the t-shirt, just take it. Because it's yours. It's your money. They're not giving you anything. They're bribing you. And listen, right now, it is time for a change in our country. The COI is the answer to this country. All right? You've given them for 52 years, you've given them an opportunity to flip and flop. Bahamians are now, they have voter fatigue. And we just want to say, give the COI an opportunity.
Yes.
Give us an opportunity, and I guarantee you, we won't need elections in the future.
No.
Wow. Listen, we had a time limit for every team. I want you to know that. I'm going to say it. We did. But you can hear the passion and drive these people have. It's so difficult to stop them when they're in their flow. Okay? If you guys have any last, just short, little something to say.
Short. Promise. Hope often blooms when people feel seen, supported, and equipped to move on to something better. The COI is offering you something better.
Far better.
Better. I can't say it no better, no worse than that. You're being seen, we hear you, we come out, we speak with you, we support you, let you know things is going to be okay. And then when we get in there, we're going to equip you with the necessary tools. Now, one fella say tools to be going on with that stuff, right? You know that going, right? That didn't go nowhere. But we're going to equip you with the necessary tools so that you can make a difference, not only in your life, but generations to come.
Right.
Amen.
Yes.
We're finished.
And we thank you. Please bear with us. Continue with us. We understand that this is a little longer than your usual, but we have more to say, and we'll say it in a few seconds. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for sticking with us.
Bahamaland.
Today is a very special day for the Coalition of Independence. Every day is a day we are creating history within this organization and this country.
I am overwhelmed because I can't believe 1 year from my started to now I'm here.
So may we continue to trust in God, and may God continue to bless the Bahamas.
So come go with me. We're going to the new Bahamas.
With the people, and the people have said they tired. They have said they're ready for change.
We just want to congratulate you on opening of your new office.
Enthusiastic about living in South Beach and helping to make the change in South Beach, because change ain't coming, change is here.
Change is here! Change is here! Change is here!
They coming for our land, they coming for our money, they coming for our nationality, they taking away our sovereignty. But now it seems like they want to take away our voices. Do not let them take away your voice. So Fred Mitchell can call us all the idiot he wants. We will push forward. See, the problem with you, Fred Mitchell, you ain't used to people standing up to you and putting you in your place. Meet the Coalition of Independence. Louis George, what you need to do, you need to go back to Haiti and you need to sit up and look at what hate is. You need to look at what real fear-mongering is.
You see everything working out in their favor. They are taking all of our services and taking it to the shanty town to cater to them. We are saying there's almost on a daily basis, these are people getting citizenship with the aid of the government. And these kinds of actions are causing it hard for Bahamians.
En bas, Brave Davis, c'est Prime Minister pour peuple haïtien. Attendez ça, Abdullah. Votez, register pour Brave Davis. Passez avec Brave Davis, now live net. It's better under the PLP, and it's getting better. The Bahamas, you all know. Passez!
Again with another team of exciting people, and of course we're going to allow them to introduce themselves real quickly, and we're going to start at my right with the fine gentleman, and we're going to just come around to my left.
Okay. To everybody that is present, whether it's in person, via social media, my name is Jamal Woodside. I've spent 21 years in the hotel and hospitality industry, working my way up from a line staff up to upper management. I've contributed many years in the industry, whereby assistants, fellow colleagues in areas that we may have faced difficulties over the years, but nevertheless, I've made a very significant impact within the industry I've been in for the 21 years. I've transitioned now into the area of building renovation, so I'm basically a contractor, whereby crossing over to offer a different set of services where I am now today. But I'm also the ratified candidate for the Centerville constituency. So to all the persons out there in the Centerville constituency, I've heard the cries, I've saw the reality that you all are living in, and I'm here to let you know that the change is here that will make a difference. So just hold on a little while longer and I'll be there to make sure that the reality that you face will be changed and changed for the better.
Yes.
Good evening, colleagues. Aisha, all of you wonderful people in the audience. Good evening, Aisha. Good evening, colleagues, all of you in the wonderful audience. Good evening to the wonderful people of the Nassau Village constituency. My name is Stephen McQueen. I'm a minister of the gospel. Amen. And an educator. And so I'm happy, delighted to be here as we do our walkabouts in the community. I've met some of you. You've met my wonderful wife, and I hear your cries. I want you to understand that we are here for you, and the things that we have envisioned for you is going to make our village better.
Yes.
We're going to make it safer. We're going to be building our education stronger for our children. There's so many things I want to say, but then give me 30 seconds.
Yes.
So, let me say to you tonight that change is here.
Amen.
My name is Karen Farrington,
Yes.
candidate for South Beach. I'm not a politician. I am not a politician, but I am a child of the King.
Yes.
Him on our side, we don't have nothing to worry about because he's going to take us through to the New Bahamas. Let's go to the New Bahamas.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to our wonderful host, Aisha. She's doing an awesome job. And to all of our viewers who are watching, good evening. My name is Charlotte Green. I'm the National Chairman for the Coalition of Independence. I am also the ratified candidate for the Carmichael constituency. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here. I know that a lot of people are waiting to hear about the grades that we are about to give. I am a businesswoman. My business was actually located in Abaco, but because of the storm, you know, God knows all. But I am full-time building in the Coalition of Independence. So this is where I am to bring change to our country. Like I said, the Coalition of Independence is the vehicle that we are going to use to bring change to our country. So ladies and gentlemen, change is here.
Yes, yes, yes.
Very pleasant good evening. My name is Yvette Prince. I am the ratified candidate for the amazing constituency of Yamacraw. I was born into the tourism business. My grandmother did straw work, and then my mom did it with the whole gamut, the whole tourism business. So I grew up in tourism all my life. I spent about 16 years doing shellcraft, and then I've been to Nassau Cruise Port, which is currently Nassau Cruise Port for the past maybe almost 24 years. I served as president of the Tenants Association for 20 years, agitating for the needs of business owners. They don't just give you what you need to have a successful business. You still have to agitate for it. And even though there's a brand new cruise port, we still have issues that they're not addressing. Yes.
Very good.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daphne Johnson, the ratified candidate for the great constituency of Fort Charlotte. I am the mother of 2 adult children, grandmother of 2 adorable girls. I've worked in the tourism industry for the last 30 years, 16 of those years in the hotel industry, and 14 in transportation, where I currently work right now. I'm not a politician. I am a regular human being, Bahamian, just like you, looking for change.
Yes.
And so I've aligned myself with the Coalition of Independence because of the way they want to empower the Bahamian people. All right? So it's nice to meet everyone.
Yes. Well, I don't know if we saved the best for last. I don't know. But you guys, we're going to see. So we're now grading a few things, and I'm just going to shoot them out as of now. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Tourism, Investment, and Aviation, and also the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. So that's a few stuff we have right there. Like, and it sounds small, but it's really, really, really big. So I don't know who wants to jump on it first. You're all so excited up here. I don't know who wants to jump on it first. And okay, go right ahead.
I would just start with the flag, our national flag. From the beginning of this administration, they have not been showing our Bahamian flag in Parliament. There's usually two flags. One is the parliamentary flag and the Bahamian flag. And from this administration came in, they only fly the parliamentary flag and not the Bahamian flag. And I have a problem with that.
Wow.
So, let me continue by saying, with regard to foreign affairs, perhaps the biggest issue we are having right now in this regard, as we all know, is the illegal immigration issue. And it's, again, to reemphasize the coalition's position, it's not that we have an issue with other nationalities. It's that we have an issue with illegal immigration. People coming into our country the wrong way and then having rights and privileges that they really ought not, that we ourselves struggle to have. Now, let me say this. The government says that we don't have to worry about Haitian nationals coming to the Bahamas for U.S. visa applications because visas can be done online. In reality, that's not how the process works.
We know that, yes.
In almost every instance, an in-person interview is required for the U.S. visa application process. In almost every case. And so if Nassau has been designated the embassy for Haitian nationals to come to, then in almost every case, if not all, they will need to come here for that application. There is no question about that. Now, again, that's a problem for us. Another thing is that the government does not have a plan for managing our borders or for processing existing illegal immigration. They don't. But the reason for that really is very simple. It is that they have no real foreign policy that takes into account the rights and needs of Bahamians first and above others.
Yes.
Listen.
I would like to interject.
Go ahead.
Right here. So, just like we were discussing earlier, the policies that are in place are not Bahamian-centric. The policies that are in place are not here to foster the rights of Bahamians. We can look at that based on what is going on around us. And not only that, we are not brought up to information status as it relates to all of the foreign policies that are taking place. However, we can look at what's going on in our country and see that those policies that they put in place or sign off on abroad is affecting the people indirectly. And people ask us, how is it that you all are going to change this country based on the policies that were signed off abroad or CARICOM, et cetera, et cetera? My thing is, if it is affecting the Bahamian people, if it's not in the best interest of the Bahamian people, that's something that's null and void. All of our policies and legislations should be put in place where it's Bahamians first.
Yes.
Whether it's ownership, foreign businesses, it should be Bahamians first. And that's why the Coalition of Independence is a policy-driven organization where we want to put Bahamians first. So when we get in, we are going to revise a lot of our policies because if we see where it's affecting our people in a negative way, that can't stand. Because this is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. All right. And every policy should come into effect where it's affecting us in a positive way and it is taking us up instead of regressing.
Yes.
So I think that's why we are in the position that we are in right now, because we're always asking, why is this happening? Why don't we have that? Why don't we have this? What moves the country? Paper, pen, policies, legislations, okay? Oh, and I want to say one more thing. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be moved. Don't be fooled by our MPs in the communities doing giveaways. We don't need that. See, let me share something with y'all. Anyone can go into the communities and do giveaways. Anyone can go into the communities and have functions. What we need our MPs to do is to go in the House of Parliament, take the pen and put it on a piece of paper, because the signature can change the direction of an entire nation. So instead of going into these communities and just feeding people, empower us by signing bills and policies, tabling bills for us to benefit off our sovereign wealth fund. Empower us through our crown land. Empower the people. Power to the people.
I'm going to be just a little bit petty at this moment. I'm sorry, you're going to have to forgive me. But do you have a script? Because I thought you don't do interviews really well. Wait, listen. These are a bunch of people just like you and I who came and they saw what is going and what is actually broken in our country, and they said no. They said no. And they stood up. Not that they wanted to, but guess what? Who is going to do it if not you? If not you, and you. Who is going to do it? So we applaud you for what you're doing at this moment and what you're about to do in our new Bahamas. Yes. So I want to hear from Ms. Daphne about something that you want to share about tourism or in your area and your expertise.
Before you move on, if I
Let's skip one second, and then we're going to jump right back to you.
Okay, I do have something to say as it relates to the issue the taxi drivers face with delivery drivers. And I have a letter here I would like to read. Okay. So I want to call on the Davis administration to enforce the Road Traffic Act as it relates to delivery drivers. Section 78(2) clearly states, a livery car shall not be hired except by oral or written communication to the license holder at its usual place of business. That law does not allow livery drivers to operate the way they do today on taxi stands, at the airport, and Atlanta's properties. It has even been reported that directives in the past allowed livery drivers to operate in ways that appear to contradict the law. That is why the conflict continues. If the government was serious, they would tell livery drivers to follow the law and require the airport and Atlantis to stop aiding them. Right now, this is an embarrassment for the Bahamas. Visitors should not be greeted with taxi and livery drivers haggling at the airport. And there are reports that some livery drivers in suits are undermining taxi fares, what taxi drivers call high-end hackers. The Minister of Transport has so far been reluctant to address this issue. Bahamians are asking, who owns these livery plates and SUVs? Who really benefits? The people deserve answers. And to recent remarks made on Ms. Shanique Miller's show, Mr. Torrey Austin, president of the Livery Association, said that taxi drivers are untidy, sleep in their cars. Sir, some livery drivers also do the same. And Ms. Miller, if raggedy cars are on the road with taxi plates, the question is, who licensed them? Taxi drivers invite you, ma'am, to see their fleets. SUVs, town cars, and passenger vans are just as nice or nicer than many livery vehicles. This issue is not about appearances, it is about the law. Taxi drivers are professionals, and the law is on their side. I am calling on the government to enforce the Road Traffic Act because our visitors should never be caught in the middle of this mess. Thank you. So that's a real issue the taxi drivers face as it relates to livery drivers acting as hackers, in their opinion, at the airports. They're literally haggling in front of the guests for jobs. They're undercutting taxi drivers. They're cutting taxi rates just to take the jobs. Who own the cars? Who own the plates is the question. All right? So we believe people from up high are owners of these cars. And Bahamian people need to know that a lot of those livery cars out there that they're driving, some of them are paying up to $900 per week for them. Who are you paying this money to? Okay? So unless the government gets serious about enforcing the law as it relates to taxi and livery drivers, we're going to have an issue in this country. All right?
I almost don't want to detract from that. But with regard to the illegal immigration matter, we have thousands of Haitians who already live in unregulated communities. And the sad reality is that the government of the Bahamas is doing nothing to stem, stop, or fix this problem. But in the New Bahamas, under a COI, under a coalition of independent government, we will protect our borders, protect our heritage, and we will honor the legacy of our ancestors by making sure that Bahamians are the true inheritors of this land. No empty promises, no fluff, just action.
And as you can see, this beautiful lady on the right of me is going to just jump in. She's going to talk a little bit about agriculture.
Natural resources. Okay, let me talk about that. Go ahead. To piggyback on what our chair lady said, we have so many natural resources, it's unbelievable. And we always ask the question, how are we going to do this and how are we going to do that? You sure you're going to get this money, this $100,000 you're promising? We are placed in a situation, in a Yahweh places in this setting, where we have the sea, the sun, we have so many things that we can sell to get what we need. We have our natural resources, we have our finances, we just need to get it from those who don't want to give it to us, so we can go out there and make this Bahamas better, make our lives better, because we hear the people crying. We on the ground. I live in South Beach. I run for South Beach. I know what's going on in South Beach. I hear the people cry in South Beach. We're going to take that money, what they don't want to give us, and we're going to make things happen for Centerville, South Beach, Jamaica, Nassau, Angleston, all the constituencies. We're going to make this Bahamas what it ought to be. We're tired getting the crumbs. We're going to be royal kingdom citizens. Put us there and we'll show you all what we're going to do.
Mr. Woodside, do you have anything to add?
Yes.
I would like to continue on the topic of tourism and the hotel industry, seeing that I've spent a lot of years in that industry.
Okay.
And
Being in the industry some years ago, presently today, some of these issues still linger. And the issues that linger are increased
in its problem towards Bahamians, and I'll give one: foreign expats. We have these foreign expats coming into our country, working in our hotel industry, and
facilitating these positions whereby we have Bahamians that are qualified, certified, and highly recommended to facilitate these positions.
but we have foreigners stepping in, whereas they have no clue or no knowledge of what's going on here in the Bahamas when it comes to tourism, but we have the persons that are overlooked have to either train them, teach them, or guide them in the necessary manner for them to look good.
And to make
it all bad,
to add insult to the injury,
they house them in housing,
Wow.
take their kids to private school, or give them the opportunities to go to school, and we give them transportation. Whereas, if a Bahamian was to be considered to occupy that position, then the salary is decreased.
Wow.
Separate from that, we have working conditions, whereas Bahamians are working in the industry whereby you have some persons that only have one set of uniform, whereas they have to continuously wash and clean because the hotel isn't providing enough uniform for the employees to actually come to work, be present, be clean. You also have an issue where you have split shift going on. You have one person is working night and morning. Then you have illegal shifts that is going on, whereas you have a Bahamian, let's just say, working from 4 to 12 tonight, and then they're scheduled to work 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Whereas the rule of law means or has in place that if a person works 4 to 12, you should have an 8-hour period in between that before you decide to transition into your next shift. So there are some of the things that still linger, but most importantly, as we move forward, I would like to actually help hand in hand in implementing a proper training program for our hotel and hospitality industry, whereby we've been overrun and taken over in the hotel industry by a lot of these foreigners, whereby they're sabotaging the industry. They're offering a lot of service that isn't up to standard, whereby hurting the industry in many ways, whereby Bahamians are more or less feeling the brunt of this hurt, or should I say, wrongdoings from these people. So implementing a training program that could help Bahamians to understand, to say, well, hey, we have an industry that we really may not like 100%, but seeing that it's here, let's make the best of it. Let's train ourselves so that we can execute more effective and more efficiently, whereas this tourism industry that is attached to our dollar, we can more or less see how best we can preserve a little bit of it, whereas to keep the economy stable until we come with a new strategic plan that is a part of our 2030 vision plan for the COI.
Right. These are so many awesome ideas. And of course, like he mentioned, the 2030 plan has all of these beautiful things. You can go on the website, Coalition of Independence, and you can find all the information right there about the New Bahamas, about the vision that we have for the country moving forward. As we wrap up this segment, is there any last words that any of you have?
Concerning tourism?
Whatever you want to jump in and say.
Well, just to piggyback off of Mr. Woodside, candidate for Centerville, of course. Tourism for us is both a blessing and a challenge. We realize that tourism is one of the largest product we have. Of course, it contributes 40 to 50% to our GDP. But the problem I have moving forward right now with where our tourism is the fact that it's more foreign-centric. Foreign-centric. This is one of our largest products, but yet the coalition, the Bahamian people has no ownership in this. All we are is basically laborers, and this is why I am so happy about the vision that the Coalition of Independence have for tourism in this country. Bahamians are going to be more than just laborers of this product. We are now going to become owners. And this is why I said that our organization is policy driven.
Yes.
This is the only way that we are going to achieve these things. We have to sit down, take a serious look at our policies and how they have it designed in this country that allows for Bahamian people to just be laborers in this country. But like my fellow colleague said, for the great constituency of Nassau Village, we need to become the owners of this. I keep saying organization. We own coalition of this country. We need to be owners. Our land, our natural resources, and you know what? We need to stop looking at
tourism as just a tool for advertisement. And that's what it is. That's what it is currently right now. It's a money maker for the outside world. And when you really look at it, the tourism is the new modern day plantation for our people in this country.
Wow.
We need to get past that. So I'm calling out to my fellow Bahamian people. If we are sick and tired living the way that we are living, watching our countries deteriorate, then stick with what we have. But if we want something new, it is time we vote differently.
Just to piggyback on what she was talking about, for instance, Carnival Cruise Line owns Celebration Key that was opened a few months ago. A lot of the cruise line industries own different keys. So Carnival owns Celebration Key, Royal Caribbean owns Coco Key and Royal Beach Club on Paradise Island, which is scheduled to be open in December. Let's just get back to Celebration Key. Since they have been in operation, the cruise passengers have declined tremendously. On Sundays, for instance, it used to be all through the week actually, but let's just say Sundays, it used to be 5 or 6 ships, now it's 2 or 3. So a lot of days, the ship schedule is very scarce because they're now going to Celebration Key. Instead of them, they could have been developing the Family Islands instead of selling out the keys to different cruise lines, because once they get a key, they go to their keys, and that money does not come in the Bahamas. That goes back to America, and it drains the income of the Bahamians. I mean, it affects a lot of areas. It affects taxi drivers. It affects people who work in every facet of tourism. So it's really not good that we have sold out so many keys to these cruise lines, because they're bypassing Nassau now, and our country is dependent on tourism in Nassau. People come from all the Family Islands to come to Nassau for employment or for work, and now they're bypassing. So that's becoming a bigger problem. Also, in December, the Royal Caribbean owns Royal Beach Club on Paradise Island, which is scheduled to be open in December, which is going to further reduce the amount of passengers coming to Nassau. That affects taxi drivers. They're out there like 5 days, don't get a job. It affects every facet of our living in Nassau.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'd like to just mention one more thing with regards to Nassau Cruise Port. I've been the president there for 20 years, and you had to always be agitating for the needs of businesses there. And if you go to Nassau Cruise Port, as beautiful as it looks, it still has problems that they are not willing to address. As a matter of fact, I was the initial person communicating with the management who was responsible for the development of Nassau Cruise Port, and they promised us a lot of things, and they have not done one thing that they promised. And so one big problem, huge problem that we have right now, this is the rainy season, and when it rains, everything shuts down. We've been asking them to put an awning over the area so that people could still move, and they refuse to do it. And we've asked, it's everything they promised us, they did nothing. And so that's a problem we have every day. Rents are very high. People have to come to work. So people who have businesses still have to pay rents. They still have to pay staff, whether they make anything or not. And all we've been doing is asking them to put an awning over the booths, so when it rains, people can still move. Tourists can't do anything. They're disappointed. They don't even have any space for a tourist to be when it's raining. They don't care about the tourists, and they don't care about us.
Wow.
To piggyback on what Ms. Yvette said at the cruise port, as it relates to what taxi drivers go through out there, let me talk about their failures. They had promised to make better facilities for the taxi drivers. That has not been delivered. There are no proper restrooms. There's not an organized taxi stand. The parking lot is a mess. Okay, when it rains, that's another story. Some drivers use the bathroom right outside their vehicle, and can you imagine the stench out there? It's bad. We are calling on the government to build a proper taxi stand at that cruise port for taxi drivers to operate from. You have drivers out there from 1 a.m. in the morning, sleeping in their cars with no proper facilities for them to relieve themselves at all. Okay? There are always, like I said, with the traffic, I mean, you better make sure your insurances are up to date because accidents do happen in the parking lot. It's really bad out there. And so that water park, Miss Yvette was talking about that RCL is building on Paradise Island, that is going to take away from the vendors and the taxi drivers. I told some of the drivers to invest in boats because it looked like we're going to have to take the people by the boatloads over there since they won't be taking taxis anymore. Oh, really? Oh, who bought them? Because I need to invest in one. Oh, Mr. Roll. Okay, so there's a lot of things they need to do to improve this product. And another thing is, this slow period is slower than slow. This September and October, ain't nothing happening. We have drivers that, haven't had a job in 5 days. 5 days. Imagine that. You have kids to feed, mortgages to pay, rent to pay, and we all know the rent rate in this country is through the roof. So how are Bahamian taxi drivers, or Bahamians in general, Bahamian hotel workers, they're feeling it too. They're down to 2 days. 2 days. Okay? So we need to, I know we need to improve this product, but we need to find another way to make monies to sustain our families, okay?
Yes.
So that's why the Bahamians, we do need to benefit from our natural resources. We cannot rely any longer on this tourism product alone.
Right.
Even though it needs to be improved, we cannot just rely on it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. So it's so much more to say.
One more.
Could you say really quickly?
Really quickly, I have one more point. In tourism today, there's no one to go to resolve any issues. In the beginning of this administration, I wrote the current minister, an email requesting, letting him know that the board from Nassau Cruise Port, currently Nassau Cruise Port, wanted to meet with him, and he sent a reply back saying, your letter's getting some attention, and he has not heard from us. So when we have problems, there's no one to go to. I've written letters to him and copied to 25 people, including the government, the prime minister, and all the different departments, the port department, the PS.
Who's that? Who's the minister?
Chester Cooper.
So you mean all that's what's going on and all of the rah-rah and
He's
wave the
never
flag
met with us
and
once.
all of this
Not
stuff
once.
that is going on in the country
No.
right now
And
during
we were
election time.
Not once.
You see everybody raising the flags and stuff like that.
Not
He
once.
has not.
From 2021, I wrote him an email.
sure?
I am sure. I'm sure.
I just want to make sure.
I'm sure.
You're sure?
I'm
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
2021, I wrote him an email, and I could pull it up, requesting to meet with him. He never met with us. We haven't met with him today. So in the tourism at Nassau Cruise Port, there's no one for us to go to because they're running an apartheid system out there, in my opinion. And there's no one to go to. I could say, out of the 20 years I functioned as president of the port of Festival Place Tennis Association, Obi Wilchcombe, it took us 9 months to get to see him, but we had to go there 5 o'clock one morning after 9 months, after going there so many times. It took us going there 5 o'clock, and then he saw us, and then he gave us his telephone contact, and we would communicate with him via email or text, and he was the only person that we had a relationship with who would actually do something about it out of all of the other ministers of tourism, both PLP and F&M. He was the only person that actually works with us after a
One
while.
thing you guys have, you guys say, I'm not a politician. Y'all could talk like politicians.
We care. This is the industry that I've worked in all my life.
I agree. But as we're wrapping up this section, and we're going to bring on the leader, and he's going to address some things. But quickly, could you grade?
F, failure.
Well, because we don't own it yet and we're digressing, F minus.
Okay. C? Z. Z. Okay.
I know you want a quick grade, but one moment, please. I want to say something to my Nassau Village constituents. I want you to understand that the water problem that you have, in keeping with COI's Vision 2030, we're going to address that. The education problem, we're going to address that. The issues that you face today, we're going to address those. I live with you. I've been there. I know the feeling. Grading?
Great.
F.
There you have it, Bahamas. I don't know if we have the accumulative yet, but we'll get back to you with the accumulative in a minute. But we thank you. We thank you for your input. We thank you for your insight. We thank you for your vision. And we thank you for putting yourself forward. We appreciate you. Could you give them a round of applause, please? Thank you so much for your service. God. Thank you, guys. You did well.
Listen.
I have more money.
We got a cash.
Oh, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. We're going to wrap this up now with a quick session. Of course, what we're going to do now is we want to thank you for being here with us. And I think everyone watching this, and I've seen it through the comments on the lives, everyone is impressed with our candidates and these professionals. I'd like to say that you guys did a great job. Continue to do so. I'm so proud of all of you educators. And when we did education, we had so much educators, all of them couldn't even come on the stage at the same time. We have several other teachers. I think we got with 7 educators as a part of our group. And so they are the people who educate the Bahamas. So they educate all of the doctors and the lawyers and everybody else. So they're going to be the ones who transform this country. But what we're going to do now is we are going to list the top, I have to say top, because there were so many that we had to cancel through some of them and leave some of them out, just for time's sake. But we're going to list the top 100 scandals of the Brave Davis administration. So buckle your seatbelts and remember to share this live, because we had a break in the live. So the second one, the algorithm never shares, so people won't see that. Share the live, especially this one, because we need to remind everybody about these scandals. So make sure you're sitting down, but this is a trip through memory lane. Jump in your time machine and let's go.
Let's go.
So, it took me like 5 minutes just to scroll this now, how much it is. All right, so these are a list of scandals and controversies that have happened under the PLP administration. So I'm going to go through them as fast as I can, not read through all of them, but just listing some of them. So of course, the planned national insurance contribution hike. Of course, we know that Brave Davis promised lies to name in public that he would not raise national insurance, even though the minister said, yeah, we raised it. Brave said, no, that ain't happening in our watch. And then weeks later, Brave Davis came up and raised national insurance. It is going to be raised incrementally until it is 25% of your salaries. 25%. And so that is a scandal. In any other country, they would have been rioting on the streets. Yes. All right? But I get payments like punishment. Yes. So, number 2, allowing and aiding an illegal immigration invasion. Yes. I don't have to elaborate on that. You know exactly what is happening. You know what is going on. And this country is aiding and abetting a takeover of our nation and the settler of our nation. And so we have changed to number 3. The PLP gay agenda. Can we say it again? Yeah. The PLP gay. Can you hear me? Okay. My name is. You sure they can? Okay, how about now? Okay, we good now? Okay, testing 1 2 1 2. We good? I got to start over? Okay, I got to start over, ladies and gentlemen. They say you all couldn't hear. So we got to do this good stuff again. This is important. Someone screen record this and share this so the whole Bahamas can remember these scandals. We're going to start with the planned national insurance contribution hike. Of course, we know that the Prime Minister himself lied to the Bahamian public and said that he was not going to raise the national insurance contributions, even though the minister said, yeah, we're going to raise it. The Prime Minister shut him down and said, no, that's not going to happen on his watch. And of course, weeks later, he decided to
All right, and of course that was one of the first lies by this administration. The country is going to be raising until it is 25% of your salary. 25%. That's a crime. In any other country, they'd have been rioted in the streets. But Bahamians like punishment, and so we like the politicians spending our money and then them taxing us to get it back. Yes. All right. It's been raped and robbed. It's contributed to buying mansions and all kind of nonsense. And they're raising it and making us pay for it. Next, allowing and aiding an illegal immigration invasion. Yes. I don't have to elaborate on that. If you want your country to be taken over, that's on you. That's your choice. If you want it to happen, I'll tell you how to do it. If you want the Bahamas to be taken over by other people, you vote PLP and F&M. If you want the Bahamas to be Bahamian, then you vote COI. That's a simple solution. Number 3, the PLP gay agenda. The PLP gay agenda. I'll elaborate on this. The PLP, the self-proclaimed queerest administration in the ministry. Right?
So we're gonna let you sit down and do it so the light can bounce back here. So we're just.
They saying I too black? Thank you. They just wanted to six net me. The PLP gay agenda. All right, and what does that mean? They're the self-proclaimed queerest government in Bahamian history. And maybe that's something to do with the lifestyle of their chairman. But every time they come to power, they're trying to push some gay agenda, whether it's gay marriage. They're recently trying to put the word gender in our laws so that they could switch some things. Before, they were trying to push a referendum that was for gay marriage, but they were trying to put it in a slick way with other policies that were good. But of course, that's what they always do. We have a problem with the fact that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has been inundated with homosexual men. And the reason we have a problem with that is not because these men have jobs. Everyone got to have a job. But the fact that you're discriminating against women and you're discriminating against straight men who are qualified for those jobs. If you're only hiring homosexual men because of the lifestyle of the minister. And so if that is the case, that needs to stop immediately. I have personally received complaints of non-homosexual men working there who said that the other people that Fred Mitchell bring are coming on to them, harassing them, and it's a problem for them. Some of them wanted to quit. All right, that's what I have been informed. All right, and Progressive Liberal Party, and if you look at politics and study progressive liberals, the gay agenda is a part of that. All right, so I have no problem with anyone and their preference. What you do in your bedroom is your business. But we don't want you trying to go into our government and influence our laws and push anything on us. All right, as simple as that. All right, so next, number 4, VAT on bread basket items and medicine. I don't have to elaborate on that. All of you have felt it. You're continuing to feel it. If you want more of that, PLP or F&M. What's going to be worse than VAT on these stuff is what? Income tax is coming. Remember, I warned you. You were warned. If you vote for income tax, that is doomsday for this country. That is more important than the immigration issue right now. You are not going to be able to afford. Jamaica has 25% income tax. At the election, they promised they would bring it down to 15%. That's along with VAT, you know. Wow. That's along with every other tax they have. We are going to have income tax, VAT, customs, property tax, and every other tax that we have. They're going to tax you to death. All right? Then you're going to end up with 25% NIB and then 25% income tax. What you got left? Because they're at to 15% next time. Pinta them are jumping at the bits waiting to do it because that's what they was planning to do from the break, but they decided to only carry it to 12. It's going to go to 15, and the idea is to eventually take it to 20. Remember I said these words, screenshot this. Everything I say to you comes to pass. All right? I know the conversations that's already happening. If you vote for the F&M or the PLP, you're getting income tax. You're going to end up with 15 to 20% VAT on top of everything else, and your NIB is going to incrementally raise until it's 25% of your income. Now, if you want that, and guess what, in the meantime, they could be balling and partying and traveling, and you could be paying for it. Number 5, PPL fuel surcharge and soaring light bills. The light bills have been devastating, and it's because the FNM and PLP owns BPL. I don't have to go into that story. You know the story. Minister lied to Parliament on fuel hedge. The Minister of Works, which is Alfred Sayers, lied to Parliament about the fuel hedging. Whenever you lie to Parliament, you're supposed to step down in the Westminster system. But of course, they don't honor anything. They only use the Westminster system when it benefits them. All right, and so he was caught lying, and so he should have stepped down. Number 7, the $150 million fuel surcharge bombshell. This government failed to utilize the fuel surcharge, and it ended up costing us dearly. Number 8, electricity blackouts and load shedding. We all know all over the Family Islands, all over Nassau, everywhere, the blackouts we've been having over the last 4 years has been ridiculous, and there's no help or hope in sight. Of course, telling you what they're going to do. This 4 years in, and they're still telling you what they're going to do. They should have been finished. They should have been winding down and trying to actually do some new things. But of course, their grades show where they are. And they are telling you they know where their grades are. You know why? Because when you fail, what do? Repeat. So they're asking you to repeat. They're saying, we failed, so let us do it again. That's what they're saying. But guess what? No, y'all are going to be expelled. We are kicking you all out. You ain't repeating. Get out of this school. Because you dumber than dumb. And we can't teach you. But we can teach you a good lesson whenever you ring that bell. Number 10, the 10% fat on baby food and diapers. That was almost criminal. Again, that was criminal. And insurance. Number 12, price control showdown with grocers. All right, remember they had this big showdown with the grocers coming in. And so that was we're going to release this document. Number 13, Brave Davis frequent foreign trips. The travel. Brave, yes, when I guess he couldn't travel. And he is catching up. All right, and it's been ridiculous. But not only Brave Davis, Fred Mitchell also. And they're sending back pictures of them eating caviar and steak, and some people put together a price list of the things that Fred Mitchell sent pictures of where him and some other guys ate. And it came to over $80,000 based on what they assumed the pricing was. Based on the wine, the type of caviar they were eating, and the steak and all that stuff. They looked at all the food on the table and calculated it. And they feel like it was probably $80,000. And guess what? Fred always answer, but he didn't answer that one. Now, he say you're supposed to answer everything, but why? The media. Media jobs have been given to, sorry, not media jobs. Media owners have been given diplomatic posts. And that is for the purpose of silencing the media. We know them, Wendell Jones, Anthony Ferguson, Sebastian, Adrian Fox, etc. They've been given diplomatic position. And we know that Clint Watson and Warren McCartney and a lot of other people, I won't call all their names, have been given jobs in government. And that's to silence the media. And that's the first thing you want to do if you want a dictatorship or authoritarian country. You get the media under control. All right? And once you get them, you can do a bunch of foolishness and it won't make the news. 15, criminals are the integrity of our country is at risk. This is called money laundering. Criminals have government contracts in this country. Before the election, I warned everyone that this was going to happen. People didn't listen to me. They said, why Lincoln saying them things, man? But of course, everything I say comes to pass. I told you what would happen with the criminals and the deal being made. Criminals. I did a live, sitting in my car. I don't know if you all remember that live, because I knew what was happening. And now, the international community is looking at our government sideways. Let's keep going. Number 16, 70-member COP27 climate delegation. Brave Davis, the boss, the daddy, carry 70 of his children. 70 of his children to COP27. What that was? Egypt.
Wow.
Man, they gone playing with the camels and feeding the camels. 70 of them. PLP, croonies, and supporters, etc., etc. 70. That's the. I ain't got to elaborate on that. If you want more of that, guess what? Everything they do causes taxes to have to raise. Bermuda trip caused confusion. Bermuda Gate. Fred Mitchell say, Fred Mitchell, you 100 grand yet? To have y'all P. Diddy like baby oil party in Bermuda? Did y'all pay the 100 grand yet? No, y'all paid, I am told, I believe about $12,000 of it. And then that was it. It's called the first lie that they didn't pay for it, the Treasury didn't pay for it. And then after evidence was shown, they had to admit this one lie in government. Yes. All right? Number 18, the collapse of FTX in the Bahamas. PLP was caught up in it. The PLP was caught up in it. Now the biggest scandal in world history, and the PLP is caught up in it. And they had Alison Maynard was the lawyer, and Brave introduced FTX them to Alison Maynard and said, let her be the lawyer. Stuff was in their name, and I mean, it was total what they allowed, and he funded so that he could get our carbon credits. The same carbon they was going to get all of our carbon credits. They already announced to FTX. But guess what? God didn't let that happen. Crashed that whole thing before he let that happen. That's our carbon credits, and we coming to take that. Number 19, FTX political donations and favors. I don't have to go into that. They actually listed where he gave donations to and a lot of people forget this. So I can send the document out so y'all can read it. He gave $1 million to someone connected to pay to a former political Progressive Liberal Party cabinet minister. $1 million bonus. All right? To expedite permits. All right? And they have all kind of other. My mic off again? It's on? Okay. They say cutting in and out. Is in and out? Okay. Let me see if I could deal with this better. All right? That's FTX. Number 20. Did FTX buy favors? I'll send you the documents. You can understand why we call it that. Number 21. Grand Lucayan. You want to try this one? No. Let me know if the audio is a problem. Grand Lucayan Resort sale fiasco. This hotel didn't sell but 50 times and it ain't sell yet. But the problem is every time they do some little letter of intent or something, they'll come and say, it's sold, it's sold. All right? Which is a lie. All right? And it's not been sold. Even this time when they had a big celebration, that wasn't even a heads of agreement. That was just a document that would lead towards a heads of agreement. All right? That was not a heads of agreement. So it was never sold. And so it was a sham. It's them again, like my deputy said, shovels in the ground. Number 21. Number 22 now. Evictions from Abaco dome shelters. They ripped Bahamians from those domes mercilessly while they were afraid to touch the shanty towns. And even today they haven't touched the shanty towns. They just replacing them from those shanty houses and putting them in apartments and houses all over the Bahamas. And you are paying for it. And guess what? Some people could vote for that again. All right. Auctioning off Dorian relief supplies. Scandal. All right. The supplies were given. I don't have to explain that. You all know about it. 24. Claire, Hold, and Bill crime plan copied from the UK. So after these murders started to happen, the government said, okay, we could come out with a plan. They literally went not even to ChatGPT. They didn't go to AI. They went to Google and Googled a crime plan because AI would have written one for them. And they Googled the UK crime plan called Clear Hold Bill. Wow. And they gave it to us like we don't have Google. Like, they're not going to go to that part of Google.
Plagiarism.
Like, do you think there's a hidden part of Google that we can't access? And they plagiarized the whole plan that failed in England.
Wow.
All right. 25. We're a quarter way through. National Security Minister says a child rapist sentence was too harsh. We talked about this already. 26. Parliamentary Registration Department staff, non-payment and unsafe officers. Remember, we had to go and fight for the parliamentary registration staff. They were in a mold-infested place. That place was sick. The walls were black with mold, and they had Bahamians working in there. And I don't have to elaborate. And they didn't pay them their monies for working the by-election, and they still owe them. But of course, because of the COI's action, they moved them to another building. All right. Number 27, NIB card shortage and backlogs. How you just run out of NIB cards? So Bahamians were getting letters, paper. Yeah, they tried to give me one. I won that. Bahamians were getting a piece of paper, but the immigrants were getting cards.
Wow.
They are always putting you last, right in your face. How do you give them the paper and give us the cards? We paying for that card. We are the taxpayers in the country. But it's happening right before your eyes, and Bahamians are just settling for it. All right. Number 28, repeal of the fund. Proportions. They took the one thing that we could benefit from, they raped it from us in December of 2022 while we were celebrating Christmas. You didn't know what they was doing. But I told everybody that Brave was going to do this, but they didn't listen. Not their good, nice Brave who like people, and he raped us. All right. Number carbon credits centralized under the PLP. So the PLP take the carbon credits and put it in his own name. The carbon credits were real. He take it and put it in his own name. And then they started forming these companies to benefit from it and give it away to another company. 30. After opposing the RCL deal in opposition, the PLP advanced it anyway. The PLP make all kind of noise for Toby and said, oh no, how you can do that to a Bahamian? And then when they got in, they kicked Toby to the curb. They kick him to the curb. Number 31, attempted asylum bill. They attempted to bring an asylum bill to this country. We had to do a protest, and thank you to all of y'all who supported us. I think that's the one where he got locked up by the man. I don't remember. But he tried to bring an asylum bill, and we protested and forced them to pull back on that. All right, so thank you all for being strong. Number 32, the $160 million Luthra Road paving contract. I wouldn't even elaborate on that, but that's the crime of the century. 33, Glass Window Bridge, price loan. $90 million for a $10 million bridge. Number 34, taxes on Airbnb and Facebook rental. They taxing everything. They taxing Airbnb and taxing Facebook. This foolishness need to stop. Number 35, departure tax hikes. So they added the departure tax. And I want you to know that a lot of the reason that our airline tickets are so high is because of taxes. Yes. If you go into Miami, more of your ticket or equal or is taxes, and the rest is the airfare. So that means your $300 ticket could actually be $150 if they wasn't raping us, or maybe $120. Think about it. PMH accident and emergency delays. 9 years, no accident emergency. You the idiot. If with $3 billion, you can't even renovate accident emergency, you talking about billing a $300 million fake hospital, which is really a clinic, But you can't even renovate accident emergency in 9 years? But you can vote for that. Will you? No. 31, failure to build a hurricane shelter. I don't have to elaborate on that. That's sick. But we live in a hurricane belt. We saw all these deaths, and this, every year we got to deal with this. Not one hurricane shelter, not nowhere in the Bahamas, nowhere. Not one? Not one? You can't even give that contract to one of your croonies so we could get one? Like, not one? And the hurricane shelter in Abaco that was being built from Ministem was there. And under this whole administration, take that long to build a hurricane shelter. That, the roof caved in. The roof caved in, just like Oran Bailey. The roof caved in. Not one shelter, but people saying the government doing good. Fools saying that, not people. 38, arrests of protesters during CARICOM. We went to CARICOM to fight and expose this illegal immigration situation. We are still on bail for that.
Wow.
All these years later. It's probably 3 years now, I don't remember. 2, 3 years, whatever it was. All right? To stand up for this nation. I heard someone, a person who was on Facebook asking who was standing up for immigration, which leader in this country is dealing with immigration. We ain't just talking about that. We get locked up for that. We forced their hand. We made them stop doing stupidness in this country. We forced them to start dealing with shanty downs, although they use it as an opportunity to steal from us. We forced them to stop flights from Bahamas Air from Haiti temporarily. We forced them to stop giving out, what do you call it, work permits to Haitians temporarily. We forced their hand. We stopped them from their asylum bill. We've been fighting for this. We're fighting for this nation. This ain't because we hate nobody. It's because we love our one country. That's all we got. We got to fight for this. We were arrested and held for more than the 48 hours. We slept in jail cells, away from our families, away from our children, away from our jobs, etc. But we did that because we love this country and we're serious about that. If we sleep on a urine-infested cell, feces smeared on the wall, you know we serious about this. We ain't playing this. This ain't for show, like Pinta them. We ain't pretending. This for real. Because it's for real that we can lose our country if we don't get this right. That's right. Number 39, RBDF sent to the well fields in Shanty Downs while Shanty Downs was ignored. We didn't talk about that over and over. Number 40, paying for housing for Shantytown residents. Again, we keep talking about that. Social services won't go to Bahamians, but they go into them. 41, U.S. drug smuggling case. Senior police officer arrested, $2 million politician allegation. When the next shoe drop, there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And guess what? I have them involved too.
Oh, wow.
Stay tuned. Wow. Why these MPs stop traveling? Elizabeth, come meet me in Miami, man. I can buy you Red Lobster. Jumo, Wayne, I can buy you all a ticket. Let's make one move. Come on and go with me. There's something new for you to see. Come on and go with me. There's something new for you to see. Just relax. Come on, man. We can pay. COI can pay for your ticket. We can pay for your ticket. Let's go have some Red Lobster. We ain't forget about you, South Andres. Lundy, come go with us. I want to show you something. Lundy, let's go Miami. I want to see something. 42, Cabbage Beach access controversy. After all this stuff with Cabbage Beach, I was arrested for that also, along with I think 10 or 11 others. I think it was 12 of us or so. That's under the previous PLP. Brave Davis, and I was on bail for 2 years for that too, because you're not going to take a beach access from my Bahamian people. We don't talk this, we do this. Yeah. I didn't care if there's PLPs, FNMs, or COI, whatever it was, or there wasn't no COI back then. I didn't care what they were. I was fighting for Bahamians and for my rights and my children's rights to go on that beach. And I spent 2 years on bail for that. 2 years before they dropped the case. Now, Brave Davis did it again. And we had to go out there and spank them up and put the stuff back. We had to go take the chairs and put them back. Because we don't talk this, we do this. And we dared. And we filed a complaint against those foreigners for messing around with that. And we dared them to come touch them chairs again. If you as man, come touch these chairs. Let's keep going. 43, taxi drivers versus authorities at Nassau Cruise Port. I have a whole write-up here on the bullying tactics that the taxi drivers are going through. It is disgusting what they're doing, the taxi drivers at that cruise port, etc., and what is being allowed to happen but to the taxi drivers at the airport. We got to fight for our people, man. My daddy was a taxi driver. Number 44, standard shift small ambulances. I ain't got to go into that. That was idiotic. Number 45, pickup trucks as police patrol cars. Like a government that don't know the difference between a car and a truck. The chairman don't know the difference between a man and a woman, but I understand that. That have to do with a little bit of insanity. But a government that doesn't know the difference between a car and a truck. Number 46, empty promises and mounting costs on the Grand Lucayan. Okay, I have some numbers and stuff there. Let's skip over that. Number 47, delay in rebuilding hurricane-damaged homes. They gave donations for y'all. They gave money to rebuild your homes. But the government doing it? Nah. They want y'all wait for them to build low-cost homes so that FM and PLP could get that money. All right? 48, unpaid contracts and bribes for supporters. All right, I'll skip over that. 47, mass firing of urban renewal staff. So you didn't forget a lot of this stuff. Number 50, Pinecrest Housing Project flood concerns. 51, backlash over citizenship, oath at funeral. Y'all remember we released the audio of Keith Bell and that caused a backlash. And then Mini-Me, Pintard, them came jumping on it, attacking Keith Bell, but not the immigration issue. Number 52, immigration ministers' interference controversies. So that's with the Chinese nationals that, again, we expose what happened, and we expose not just the documents, but also audio of him doing that nonsense and lying. Number 53, explosive migrant tragedy at sea. Remember there was a tragedy where a lot of migrants died and stuff. And this is because they allowed the borders to be open and lax. 54, record murder rates and crime emergency. We know this. I won't go into that. 55, claims of ministers' callous crime remarks. So there was a lot of other remarks by the same Minister of National Security. I don't have time to go into it, but it's clear that he doesn't need to be in government in this country. Number 56, allegations of nepotism and cronyism. I mean, jobs to the boys and all kind of contracts and all kind of stuff. They have examples here of MPs, children, etc. I'm going to release a document. It's going to show you all these MPs who give their children and all kind of stuff to their family. 57, public procurement law pause. The government said, yeah, we're breaking the procurement law, but guess what we could do? Yes, we ain't paying it. Not on pause. How do you just put a law on pause? 58, MPs failing to disclose assets. And so from 2022 straight on, they was just like, we ain't declaring. Now by law, they're supposed to go to jail. They're supposed to get a fine of $10,000, and everything that they didn't declare is supposed to be seized. But don't worry, I know that's a lot of work to do, Pintard and Brave, because either the opposition or the Prime Minister can enforce this. I know that's a lot of work for y'all. When we get in, we can do it. You know, statue bar on that, eh? We coming for them things. Number 59, violence interrupter Rodney Munker appointment. That was a scandalous appointment, and it was a slap in the face of Bahamians and a bad spend of our tax dollars to pay him just for paying him sake. And also Rodney Munker made a statement that was egregious, where he was a consultant for national security, and he said to the legal immigrants, say, don't worry about nothing. Whenever the government come into y'all, I'm going to let y'all know before they come so y'all could run. On that alone, not only should he be arrested, but he should have been fired. All right, that is treason. 60, customs and immigration officers sick out. Of course, almost every union was having issues. 61, nurses and doctors protest. Remember those? Can't even pay the nurses and doctors. 62, education failures and exam results. And so the D average, all that we talked about it. 62.